Yep, and wow, that last turn, N to 4, the Ultra Ball and the rare candy.
Oh my goodness.
But
yeah, we pretty much seen almost all the cards in Sam's deck, and I think if you're gonna lose in a game like that so quickly, it actually does help to take a look at the person's deck as it goes through, so you have an understanding. A couple things to take away from that is he runs freaking Dusknoir. Hello.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw another Tropical Beach, so he might run a very thin line of Tropical Beach as well, but he definitely has a thin line of the families as well. So, you know, I'm assuming some kind of, 3 families of Gothitelle, 2 families of Magnezone, and definitely looks like it was a 101 line of Dusknoir.
Yeah,
but Dusknoir, I would imagine, be such an important part of his strategy.
Yeah, I didn't even see any other Magnemites or anything like that, so it must be like a 2-1-2, because I think I saw a Magnetone, so yeah.
Yeah,
so
it would make sense that he has a chance to set up his attackers manually as well, because he only has 4 rare candies, and he has like 6 or 7 targets to rare candy. So some of those will have to be manually. I'm guessing Kyle chooses to go first here.
Yeah.
And I want to see Kyle use Red Signal more, because it doesn't look like he was using it as much in his previous game. He had the Plasma Energies. He needs to save them and cannot Colorless Machine them. He needs to save them in order to get out of that Trainer Lock. He only has 4 in his deck. That's the maximum you're allowed. So we can go for the grass. Good. And Laser Beams. Do it.
Yeah,
Burbank, Scala,
Yeah.
Laser Beam.
Oh, he's holding it. You see it on the top there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Let me just bookmark that.
Yeah, exactly. I think when people bump it.
Oh,
yeah,
go for
you
the
know what I
N.
heard is
Okay.
that- Sorry?
So he went for the N.
Oh, he went for the N?
No draw supporters in hand. Yeah. What
But
were
I
you
guess
saying?
he knows that that Sam's probably going to beach, so he probably wants to have that N there, I suppose. Versus Juniper or anything hopefully like that. Or he could have stuff his hand he wants. Yeah, there's the beach.
T1 beach, doesn't even need to look for it. No problem. Ain't no thing, brah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were talking about how first turn beach is very strong, but first turn Verbank, Gym, and Laser is also really good because Laser doesn't count as an attack, and with Verbank it does 30 damage through poison. And then if the person doesn't move his active Pokemon, it does another 30 in between turns, so that it's 60 damage. Actually 90 damage because you're guaranteed passing back over to them and putting another 30. So you could do 90 damage over a course of the 3 in between turns. You know, it is possible to hurt your opponent quite a lot with that. And in fact, if he had lasered and Sam was unable to bump the Verbank or retreat his Gothita, it would have died coming back, and then he would have had a chance to laser another thing if he wanted to, or hit for 50 with the Emerald Slash on the Virizion.
Laser Verbanks are just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing Israel Sosa's straight Darkrai list on the PCTGO because I was too lazy to build anything new. And I'm like, oh, should I take out the catchers? I'm like, I'll just keep them in there, whatever. Flip catchers? Ain't no thing. The deck is still really, really darn good. The deck is still amazingly good.
Do you know what Sam should run in there? Just run like a couple DCEs. I know he's over, but imagine this, right? A couple DCEs and the Doom Decree Gothitelle and the Flip TD, because now it's in the format.
Oh yeah, Flip TD is back too.
Flip TD is back.
Well, I mean,
Doom Decree it all day long.
Well, Ricky told me, he said if I brought Memory, Deleting Glare, Gothita into the game, he would ban me from the tournament. One of the best rogue deck makers, Ross Cawthorn, he came up with this deck that uses Celebi EX, which allows you to use attacks of your prior stage. And Gothitelle has a prior stage evolution that has a energy deletion attack. And using that with the Fliptini, because it is a flip attack, you can slowly remove all the energies from your opponent's field over the course of the game, and then actually start attacking with the Celebi, eventually. But it's such a long, drawn, terrible game. You saw Kyle manually attaching 1 energy per turn, right? Last time. Can you imagine if he had to if those energies were like disappearing off the field, basically he gets to do nothing, but no damage is really coming on the field either, so both players is just kind of sitting at this nothing happening stage for a very long time. Sam's thinking about it, is going to go stage 1 on the damage Gothita, and Ultra Ball is going to go and evolve.
Last card's a Juniper. Gotta love it when you roll like that, eh?
I don't know what it is. We'll see.
I guess maybe a Magnet. Yeah, I was gonna say yeah, Magnezone. Yeah.
No, it's another Magnemite, so he does run 3.
Oh, is that a Magnemite?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a Magneton.
Interesting. I mean, we didn't get to see 4 cards in his prizes, I suppose. And when Sam,
I think that is a Magneton.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he's leaving.
The art just looks really, really familiar.
Similar. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're just gray balls with magnets.
They're just gray balls, and then a little bit more gray balls.
Yep.
Gotta love the Pokemon like that.
Yeah, I always wondered too, because like, you know, they're separate when they're Magnemites, but then they fuse together when they're Magneton. But then I always wonder how they feel when suddenly they just like congeal into like this giant.
Is that another?
Magnet.
What is that? Is that another Magneton? Magnemite?
I'm like trying to look at this.
That's a different art. I can't tell what the heck that is.
I can't tell. Yeah, stupid glare.
I like, it's interesting to see these new rogue decks, but some of these cards we just don't know.
No, yeah. That's what he said too when I said, "Oh, do you guys want to, you know, be feeling something like that?" They're like, "Okay." He's like, "Just so you know," that I was like, "Oh, there's a bit of glare." It's like, "It's okay. We'll figure out what cards it is." And he's like, maybe not." No one really runs the cards that I do.
All right, so he's gonna beach up, and Kyle's gonna draw for his turn. So Kyle's getting a couple turns now with trainers. He's already had, I think, 2 turns. This is his 3rd turn, so he's going to be able to use some more trainers. If I were him, I'd be burning through them as fast as I can. But Kyle's off to a really good start here. Oh, he does run the badge. Okay. And so he's going to play down that badge. And that badge basically makes Virizion an honorary member of Team Plasma with all the benefits and none of the problems. No, all the problems of being Team Plasma.
Yep.
And it's going to Emerald Slash 50. Sam's gonna get the fully powered Magnezone soon, maybe.
Well, yeah, it depends whether he's going for Goth or.
I would probably go for the Magnezone first, just so that I can do 2 supporters, but that's me.
Yeah, because he might also have a Skyla in hand too. You can just search for the.
Yeah.
Oh no, because he doesn't have. I think that's his 3rd Ultra Ball. Yeah, so maybe not.
He's got a computer search, I think. I see there, and a Colress, maybe. Gonna play the Colress. Colress for.
Be like, I'll get it.
Colress for 8, pretty good.
Yeah, he definitely runs a bigger line of Gothitelle too, so it's much more likely he'll get that versus the
That's true too, yeah. Expert plays. Sam taught me how to play Blastoise. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
He's like, you should do this instead of. I'm like, oh, okay, sure, I understand. Yes, set up a second Blastoise. Why did I think of that?
Yeah, I was born BD's Blastoise actually for this event, and it was so funny because there was definitely a couple cards in there that I looked at and I'm like, what card is this? Because they were like all in French. And
oh.
So I was like looking at it, I'm like, what is this? And I looked at the art and I'm like, oh, it's silent. And I'm like, that's so weird. And then when I played it, my opponent was like, oh, what does that do? And I was like, well, I can tell you what it does, but I don't think you can really read the card. I was like, so you can just take my word for it.
Well, seeing how you don't speak French.
Yeah, right. I was like, I take 3 energy cards out of my deck.
So he's gonna play the 2nd supporter this time and get an N. He did candy a Dusknoir up, but that's not gonna help him until the next attack, I think. And he still has no trainer lock yet, so he's gonna hope he gets lucky here in order to get this Gothitelle set up. He needs Candy Goth if he wants it to stay alive. Actually, no. Normal Goth would be fine, because he normal potioned the Gothitelle, actually. It wasn't a max potion. That was so weird. There it is. Bing!
Go Magnezone with 2 supporters. Woo.
Yeah. So he runs max potion and normal potion. That's really interesting.
Yeah, that was the thing that he was saying too. But what Kyle, I think when he played, I can't remember. Kyle was like, potion? He was like, what? Like,
normal potion? Why would you? Yeah, but I mean that could have been, should have been a max potion. I feel. you know.
Yeah. But hey, who knows? Sometimes, you just get that moment where, 10 energy saves, or 10 saves you, right? So that 30,
Yeah.
healing 30 could be
Oh,
good.
red signal.
Oh, here it is.
What's he gonna pull up? He's gonna pull the Magnezone. He wants to hurt it.
I think that's what he realized from last time, is that he needs to start catching those up.
Yeah, he needs to. Oh, there's a G booster. Goodbye, attacker. Yeah, no, I think most likely Kyle was stalling for that combo. For the plasma energy G booster in his hand, and they just never, got together in the hand. It's actually a hard combo to get in your hand because you only have 4 plasma energies and 1 G booster in your deck, right? Yeah. You're only allowed to put that 1 G booster in your deck, being that it's an A-spec card. So I mean, he gets that combo this time around, and that's going to allow him to discard 2 energy and do 200 damage right to the Magnezone's face. Gonna Colress Machine as well, looks like, and be prepared for a second G booster coming up. If Sam can push up his Gothitelle and Tool Scrapper, Kyle only has 2 more plasma energies to remove that Gothitelle from active spot again. It's kind of a risky thing to do in order to Colress Machine at this point, but I think he wants to power up his as many G booster attacks as possible. It's going to discard both of them. That's actually pretty good too, because you know that he runs at least 1 Shadow Triad supporter in his deck that allow him to get back that plasma energy.
Yep. Yeah, that card is like, I always wondered is it any good? And then seeing it played, I'm like, it's good. Yeah.
It's good in Genesect Virizion, because when you lose that G booster from a Tool Scrapper, you can also Shadow Triad forward back, and it's the only way you can get it back.
Exactly, it's a lot better. We have a lot more cards that are plasma, as well as the fact that the good viable ones, like G booster, the plasma energy, stuff like that, even lasers. You can just get it back. If Burbank was plasma, that'd be cool.
Frozen City is plasma.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, Frozen City. I played Blastoise. I was so lucky last tournament I didn't see any. I was like, good.
Frozen City is gonna be fun. It's my only reply to Blastoise right now for the deck that I'm working on. All right, so Sam's got some work to do now. He does not have enough energy to do an attack. It's gonna Juniper.
I just heard something actually here. I totally forgot. They said they were asking if Sam already attached an energy, but this turn, but they couldn't remember. So they were like, "Well, do you want to rewind it?" And then Kyle said, "Don't worry about it. I think it was last turn anyways. It's fine." And so I was like, "Oh yeah, we'll find out when we commentate."
Whoops, we totally missed it. But if my memory serves me right, it looks like he's fine. I think he only attached 1 energy.
Might just have one,
yeah. We could be completely off base. Those of you guys in the comments, just take a look and let us know if we are absolutely wrong. The reason why we're not just rewinding here is because Julia and I started the video separately. It's going to be a pain in the butt to get it back in the same spot again after this if we both rewind. So
we'll just let you guys tell us.
Yeah. And solicit comments. Oh yeah. So did he just retreat and go for beach? I think. That might be the only thing he can do. Yeah, he did. So here comes another big fat G booster to the face. He's gonna Juniper his hand away. Okay, sure. I think he's looking at his hands like, I don't really need this, so I'll just get rid of it. Got a Colress Machine in his hand, so that's gonna be helpful. Dumps. Oh, the Deoxy. That is gonna make a difference. The Deoxy gives Genesect a +1 attack, and Genesect normally does 100 with his regular attack, so now he can do it for free, basically, without having to do G booster. It is a knockout with that Deoxy. Huge. Very good Juniper, and very lucky to hit that Deoxy. I don't know how many he plays in his deck. I would assume 2, I think I saw last game. But yeah. So that's pretty big. And do I see a Deoxy on Sam's side there?
Yeah, that is a Deoxys.
Okay, so he uses that with the Magnezone, because Magnezone is a plasma Pokemon and it gets the benefit of the Deoxy.
Also,
So
I guess that's probably why he doesn't bangle, because he can two-shot the EXs.
he can
with
two-shot
one
EXs
Deoxys.
from, instead of 80 damage, does 90 damage, and most EXs are
And then it
180
can't
HP.
be scrappered either. And then he doesn't. I guess he might not have to run quite as many because he runs Ultra Ball, right? So
Yeah.
versus the bangle, you have to probably run a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can see that now.
Okay.
So it looks like we did miss a card. We were
Yeah.
we were watching the first game.
Well, I mean, I didn't see Bangles at all. I mean, the Dusknoir
No,
basically
yeah.
solved part of the problem. He's going to computer search here, and I'm guessing he needs something to finish his combo to get the Magnezone back up. He's still 1 damage short from knocking out that Genesect if it has 180 HP. If it only has 170, then it's dead. But if Kyle has a way to get back that G booster, he can do another G booster attack with the other Genesect on the bench that already has 2 energies. So Kyle's in a fairly good position here. Oh, okay. So Sam manually pays for the retreat, and it's gonna get the Magnezone and beach up. So he's gonna invite the G booster attack here from Genesect and lose his trainer lock pretty much forever, I think. He did draw into another Gothitelle off the Tropical Beach, so in 2 turns he might have another Gothitelle, but I think he's pretty much played all his rare candies. I don't know how many are left. I can't be too sure.
Yeah, this is getting pretty much a tough spot for Sam now.
It's interesting too because with the explosion of popularity of the Empoleon deck, the fact that Empoleon is weak to lightning makes Sam's deck actually fairly strong against it. So he's going to Shadow Triad here, pulls up Shadow Triad for the Plasma Energy as we mentioned before, and it manually attaches that to activate the red signal power on the Genesect, which allows him to pull up a Pokemon on the bench, and he's going to do 100 and knock out the Magnemite, and that's going to put Sam in a very bad position. He might scoop here, I think. He's going to dump, think about attacking, scrapper some stuff.
No, I think he's gonna see what he gets off the end. And
See what he gets off the end. Okay. Because he's still 1 more hit away from dying anyways with that Deoxys on the bench. I don't really know what Sam has here. If he has no attacker, right? There's nothing he can do. I mean, the only thing he can do is maybe stall out the time if he thinks that the 1 hour is about to be up, and then. But then I think Kyle with the +3 turns will still manage to get his last 2 prizes and not have to worry about that at all.
Well, in the top cut, it goes back to old rules though, so no ties, right? So
oh, okay.
So he would still win on time, and then they'd go to sudden death for game 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Top cut. So Sam scoops, and he's going to start pile shuffling like heck. So yeah, let's talk about what went right there for Kyle.
Red signal, man.
Red signal usage.
Got him that, yeah.
Yeah. Red signal usage for sure helped him a little bit. I mean, the last one wasn't even really necessary at all.
No, yeah.
Yeah, the last one wasn't really necessary. He did it just to deny any attackers and any chance of a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. But yeah, and I think Sam got a bit of a setup, but he just couldn't get those Goth up in time. And Kyle got 3-4 turns being able to use his trainers and definitely used that red signal to his advantage. And not only did he use red signal and the G booster, but he also attacked very, very smartly with the Genesect, taking advantage of that Deoxys on his bench so that he doesn't have to G booster attack and lose his energies too often.
Yep.
Genesect's regular attack, I don't even know what it's called, but it does 100 to the active and 20 to the bench for 3 energies, but you don't have to discard, whereas the G booster does 200 to the active and you have to discard 2 energies for it.